You're watching Lackawanna League Soccer on MyTV WQMY. Brought to you by Wendy's.
Welcome to Lakeland Stadium in Chapman Lake, Lackawanna County. Today, it's a Lackawanna League Boys Soccer Division II showdown between the Cavaliers from Scranton Prep and the Chiefs from Lakeland. Hi everyone, I'm Bob I, joined today by former Wilkes University standout Mike Bridey. Well, the Cavaliers have wrapped up the division title and the top seed in the District II AA tournament with a win yesterday over Holy Cross. The Chiefs from Lakeland, Mike, still are in the district tournament with a seed to be determined, so there's still a lot on the line in today's game.
Yeah, they have a lot to play for. Obviously, you want to win this game. You want to get a better seed. The better seed you get now, the less teams you have to play later. So definitely is a big game for both teams.
Let's talk about the Cavaliers. Our Beston's Auto Spotlight player is on Cullen Myers.
Yeah, Cullen is a fantastic player. Coaching staff said truly one of a career. He really has everything you want in a playmaker in the center of the field. He can score, he can pass, he makes good decisions out there. He sets up his teammates very well, and they lead off of him. So he's a really good player to watch.
And he's Scranton Prep's all-time leading scorer. Speaking of leading scorers, our other Beston's Auto Body Spotlight player is on Ethan Cortez from Lakeland.
Yeah, Ethan Cortez just tied the school record for 81 goals in his last game, so hopefully we'll see some history today for Lakeland. He's a really great player up top. Coaching staff said he's a finisher. Really good around the box, puts himself in the right positions, and he's really good at capitalizing when the opportunity presents itself.
The last time these two teams met, it was a 1-1 tie in double overtime. Can we repeat that excitement today? When we come back, it's Scranton Prep and Lakeland on the pitch. Next.
You're watching Lackawanna League Soccer on MyTV WQMY. Brought to you by Wendy's.
Welcome back to Chapman Lake, everyone. Getting set for Lackawanna League Boys Soccer. They're your Scranton Prep Cavaliers, undefeated. Looking for a win today. It will make it 3 straight regular season undefeated for the Cavaliers. They're going to run a 4-3-3. Butner, White, and Tirana. Your forwards, Rotel, Myers, and Ruzak at midfielder. Your defense, Fisher, Insalako, Kinzel, and Bednars. In the goal, and he's a good one, Gary Roboleski. He's a senior. He gives up less than a goal per game. He has 59 saves on the season. For the Chiefs of Lakeland, trying to pick up win number 9 on the season. They will play a 4-2-3-1. So we have Cortez at the forward. Wininovich, Erdman, Kopa, Beston, Borowski are your midfielders. Good, Deal, Bednash, and Mellon, your starters at defense. In the goal, a junior, Justin Burkhart, gives up just about 2.3 goals per game. He has 27 saves on the season. Your referees this afternoon, 3 out of the Lackawanna League, John Gilbin, Stig Fromm, and Bill Deli. So, Mike, what should we look for early on in this game, especially playing on the grass?
Yeah, on the grass, you're going to see for the first 5 minutes, both teams just try to feel out the game, try to get used to the turf, especially Scranton Prep. You're going to see them try to just, see how the grass was a little thick when we were down the field earlier. Just get the weight on their passes, get their legs underneath them. But I think you're going to see a lot of possession, a lot of good passing early, and looking to get that ball from the outside, work it in, and get some scoring opportunities here early.
So it goes over to the Lakeland Chiefs. They're in the white with the red pants. Scranton Prep in the purple with the yellow lettering. Greg Fisher kicks it out of bounds, so it looks like Fisher starting at a midfielder today instead of his usual defense, number 4. He's a junior, so it'll be a throw-in for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, and you're going to see Scranton Prep play a little. Their players play a little bit all over the place. The system that they're going to play, it's a lot of people filling space, a lot of people checking into one space, somebody filling that other. So I think you're going to see a lot of movement side to side and a lot of ball possession on Scranton Prep's side. That's their whole key to this game.
Cavaliers have a lot of depth and they like to possess to attack the score. That's one of our Toyota keys to the game for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, one of the things that happened in the first matchup, they controlled a lot of possession. They had a lot of opportunities. They just didn't score. They only got one goal. They had plenty of shots. The key to this game, the coaching staff said, was to make sure that they get good quality shots and put them on goal.
Prep gets a header in there, goes off the mark, and Burkhart will kick this one away. There's Cortez, number 39. He needs 1 goal to break the boys' record, 3 goals to break the all-time school record, and he should get that at least in the postseason.
Yeah, you can already see the difference in Lakeland and Scranton Prep. Lakeland's looking to attack and get forward early.
There is Cortez. Has it in the box. Sends it to the center, and it goes off the mark.
And the opposite with Scranton Prep. They're looking to a little more methodical. They're looking to build the ball, get numbers forward so they can push it forward. They're not unwilling to counterattack, but their goal is to possess the ball as much as they can.
On the turnover, Mason Erdman, number 10, had it, and it goes over to Scranton Prep. Cavaliers very potent on the offensive side, averaging 6.8 goals per game. As I said, they don't give up many on the opposite side, under 1 per game. They've played 13 games this season, 2 out of conference, so they're 12-0-1.
Yeah, which is obviously a fantastic record. This team is looking to get forward with numbers. I think you're going to see a lot of goals scored today.
Talk about the field conditions today and we mentioned it a little bit, Mike, but Prep usually used to playing on their home field down at Scranton Prep, which is turf. Lakeland plays here on the grass, and you mentioned it's high, but it's also, as most fields are, leans towards one side or the other.
Yeah, there's a pretty big crowd on the field. Like I said, when we were down there earlier today, your passes to the outside, they're going to travel a little faster than they normally would. The length of the field is your typical length, but the width of the field is where the bigger difference is gonna come into play, where a lot of teams like to use the outsides of the field, build from the outside, look to play the ball in centrally. You're going to have a lot of traffic down the middle of the field where, sometimes the field does get chewed up a little bit more.
Check out some impact players from the Lakeland Chiefs. Borowski on the midfield, Billy Good, very good defensive player, and Deal on the defensive end as well.
Yeah, coach has said Jerry Borowski, anywhere inside 35 yards, he has free reign to shoot. So it'll be an interest to keep an eye on him to see, if he gets the opportunity to let fly from distance. And both the defenders, the coaching staff could not talk, more highly of them. Billy Good moves forward very well, has great recovery speed, kind of is that do everything in the middle of the field where, Devin Deal is more of a holding back. He keeps everything organized in the back for him, which is what you want from your deep defenders.
So great possession for Scranton Prep on their side of the field, and it goes out of bounds.
And this is where you're going to start to see Scranton Prep try to press and keep this ball in their attacking end. They're not going to want to let anything out early. You're going to hopefully see, the first ball, second ball win. Meaning the first ball in the air, if they can win with their heads, but the second ball is to gain possession and get the ball on the ground. They don't want to play the ball with it in the air that much. In this game, they want to sit it down and try to get it to their playmakers, which is Cullen Myers, which you're seeing right here.
And it's also Alec Butner, the junior, number 6'2". And that was, I believe, Butner, who had it on the outside. Another Toyota key to the game. This time for the Chiefs, maintaining that shape, Mike, on the defensive end.
Absolutely, they're playing a pretty flat back four, but they do want to give depth when it presents itself, because Scranton Prep does have so many attacking players, and they do look to penetrate in behind the defense as much as they possibly can. the shape is very important, because if one person is out of position, it allows Scranton Prep to maybe take advantage of those gaps in between.
An opportunity for Lakeland on the free kick. Goes off the mark, and they'll bring it back the other end.
And I think you're seeing the early struggles with Scranton Prep. They're playing very, very direct, trying to play straight balls into the box, and they're not having a lot of success, where on their field, the depth is a lot better.
And a good save from Burkhardt as Cavaliers put the pressure on in the middle. And they turn over.
You're starting to see the start of this game is starting very frenetic. You can see both teams, a lot of energy. For Lakeland senior night, they want to send these seniors out on a positive note here in the regular season. But like you said, Scranton Prep, they want to keep that 0 in the loss column for the third consecutive year.
Oh, Cortez has an opportunity. A block in the box. Tries to get a shot on goal from the left-hand side. Off the mark. And Chiefs have it near the box again. Prep does like the transition game. They like to move it up quickly. They do have a lot of speed. They try to use it right there. But Burkhardt makes the save.
Yeah, you're seeing a wide open game, which is what you want to see. Hopefully that this will lead to more chances down the road for both of these squads.
There's Tom Kane, his 5th season here with the Lakeland program. He also played here back in 2000, 1988 and 99, I should say. Graduated from Lakeland in the year 2000. Then attended East Stroudsburg. 01. Lakeland does have some success on the pitch as they try to get it down to Erdman. It goes up, stays in bounds.
As this half continues to go along.
Yep,
there you go. You see a foul. As this half begins to go along, you're going to see both teams settle down, look to get a little bit of composure. And here goes Ethan Cortez.
Yep, Cortez into the box again.
You can see every time he gets the ball, he's looking to get forward, which obviously makes him a great goal scorer.
There's Jerry Borowski. We talked about him. He has 18 goals, 14 assists on the year. Very junior-oriented team are the Lakeland Chiefs. A lot of talent coming back for next year. They had an off year last year, just finished 9-12 overall. Not your typical season. And where in 2015 they finished 18-5. They've also stepped up into Class AA, have the Chiefs. A couple years ago, they were Class A team. And as a lot of people know, in the Lackawanna League A, dominated by Mountain View over the years, including a state championship in there. So back to the Scranton Prep goalie. We'll take a look at the impact players for the Cavaliers. Looking at Tarana in there with 6 goals. We talked about Butner a little bit, 19 goals. And the goalie, he's going to be a factor today with the way he can play defense.
Absolutely. I mean, every good team needs a good goalie. That's where everything starts from. So they have one of the best in the area in Roboleski. And then you have Alex Butner, who's a great point forward for them. And here's a fumble by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Burkhardt could not come up with it, and an easy goal put in there by Alec Butner, and it's 1-0 Lakeland. 29 minutes exactly left in the first half. the Ben Nash family want to wish Logan and the entire Lakeland soccer team best of luck in tonight's game. Go Chiefs! So 1-0 your score as play moves on, and here you see on the replay, Mike, and you talked about the field conditions maybe playing a role in that.
Yeah, you can see it bounces right before the keeper. It doesn't make a true hop like it would on a turf field like Scranton plays on. So, heads up to Alec Butner. Didn't just wait. Maybe the goalie will make a mistake. He followed up the shot and he was rewarded with a goal.
So, Prep forcing the issue on their side of the field here in the first half. Take the early lead. And again, they've controlled most of the possession time. Don't you think so far?
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that I'm noticing, that Lakeland's getting very stretched out from their forwards up top. They're going to have those backs start to step up and create less of a gap.
Erdman in the box, couldn't get a foot on it. It comes back out to the Cavaliers. This is Corbin White on the left-hand side, number 9, a junior. 10 goals on the season. Also gets a little physical between these two teams. Last time, I know the coaches mentioned that. Myers in the middle. White again. No whistle. He goes down, and it will be a throw-in. And Sean Curry, the 18th-year coach from Scranton Prep, in the white, asking the officials, where's the whistle? Goes into the box again, and another score, and a goal for Scranton Prep. Henry Ruzak, the senior, his second goal of the season.
Goal, Scranton Prep, Henry Ruzak.
Again, just a cross from one side of the field to the other. Here you see nobody runs through. Everybody's looking at the ball, thinking the keeper's going to come out and get that. You got to follow your man all the way through. That's a breakdown, most likely in communication, whether the keeper called for it, couldn't get to it, or they just assumed that the keeper was going to grab it. Coach is not happy. Thought he should have had a penalty kick there right before that goal was scored.
Lakeland not going in on a high note. Last game they played, the last two games, I should say, they lost to Mountain View 7-3. Should have been a little closer than that. And then they came back and beat Western Wayne 5-1 in their last two games. So they're looking for some momentum going into the playoffs for District 2, which start next Monday. Take a look at those standings a little bit later on.
And if you're Lakeland here, you don't want to start pressing, because if you start throwing bodies forward and start getting countered, this team can put a lot of goals up on you in Scranton Prep. So, still plenty of time in the game. 25 minutes left in the first half. Settle down. Look to see if you can get one back here in the next 5-10 minutes.
Oh, and by the way, Prep's the defending District 2 AA champions. So they have a very good program for the Cavaliers in the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, and their dreams aren't just to win the league or just win districts. They want to advance in the state tournament and make a run at states.
Toyota key to the game for the Chiefs, winning the midfield battle.
Yeah, and right now Scranton Prep is dominating the midfield. They're not getting much resistance. Like I said, there's that big gap that's forming in between their attack and their defense, and that's where Scranton Prep's really taking advantage.
So 2-0 your score. Coming up on the midway point of this first half, I want to thank Fastenal for sponsoring today's soccer action here on MyTV, WQMY. So, Mike, what do the Chiefs have to do to get back in this one?
Well, one of the things I'm seeing, there a lot of individual dribbling trying to happen right now, and that's not going to be a good strategy to go forward, because this Scranton Prep defense is very disciplined, and they cover for each other very well. So you might get past the first, but the second and third defenders are right there waiting for you.
Prep winning yesterday 11-0 over Holy Cross, and then before that beating Montrose 4-0. Then Scranton 2-0, then Elk Lake 14-0. So 4 shutouts in a row for the Cavaliers heading into district play. And the last time they actually gave up a goal was in Western Wayne in the second half with the JVs playing, and it was 11-1 the score. Cavaliers won.
Yeah, so obviously this team has a very, very good defense. Starting with Orpaleski, like the Coach Curry said, one of the best in the area, if not the best. And he spoke that this defense, this whole team hasn't had a whole lot of health. This is one of the first back-to-back games that they were able to start the same lineup. So, this team is on the upswing right now. So, this defense is definitely one of the strong suits in this team.
Corbin White again.
It's a really nice tackle.
Back to White, brings it up the left side. See if he goes to the middle. He does. And couldn't get the streaking Ruzak on the left side.
Yeah, Michael Beston in the middle is doing a really good job tracking side to side. He's a little outnumbered in the midfield right now, and you can tell hands were on the hips there. But they're going to need a big effort out of him to keep this game where it is right now and to get forward.
Shot on goal a little high on the middle.
But that's a positive sign. They're now getting themselves forward a little bit, and that was Jerry Borowski, who the coach said anywhere inside 35 yards, he's got a green light. So hopefully they can start to build off of maybe it wasn't a shot on goal, but they can start to build off of that momentum.
Good save down there by Copa, but goes back the other way. Free ball. Into the box for Scranton Prep. Defense is there. They have 5 white jerseys in there. They should be able to get it out.
And you can see how comfortable Cullen was with the ball in his feet with a lot of white jerseys around him.
Into the box, looking for Myers. Can't get it to him. So it'll be a goalie kick. Actually, Billy Good takes it. He has a strong arm, and Billy Good was the place kicker on the football team a year ago. Good with a nice high goal kick. And again, Chiefs couldn't win the battle.
Yeah, and Ethan Cortez did a very good job winning the ball in the air, but he's got to have help, somebody running off of that, anticipating where the ball might end up. If he has nobody to head the ball to, it's kind of pointless. But
Urban to lead to Cortez. Cortez has it. Goalie's out. And couldn't get the angle.
You can see it does not take long. He's very quick. You can see he's very nimble on his feet. Springs past the defenders.
Let's take a look at it again, Mike. Good chance for Cortez.
Yeah, touches it around the keeper, but just a little bit of a heavy touch. He was looking to play the ball either as a shot on goal or bring it back to one of his teammates who was crashing in the middle. But again, something to build off of. They know they can get pressure on this Scranton Prep defense.
Cavaliers bring it down with good defense on the outside by number 16, Devin Deal, the senior today. Cavaliers, though, get it right back.
When Lakeland isn't able to get the ball forward, they have to get their defenders up right now. Right now, they're kind of just hanging back, almost just on top of their 18. They have to get up to push these Scranton Prep players higher up the pitch.
Erdman.
And those are the turnovers that Lakeland can't have in the middle of the field, because this is where Scranton Prep can really be dangerous.
Meyer into the box to Myers. That time the goalie, Burkhart, comes up with it. Another Toyota key to the game. We've saw it already for Scranton Prep. Coach Curry says got to contain Ethan Cortez. He had a chance on his side.
Absolutely. Like the coaching staff said from Lakeland, one chance is all he needs to put the ball in the back of the net. He's truly a finisher back there, so he's one that they want to keep an eye on.
Defense having a tough time for the Chiefs. Shot on goal is saved. But that defense is struggling back there.
Yeah, and that was somewhat similar to the first goal that was given up. The keeper held on to this one, but every Lakeland defender just kind of turns around and looks at the ball going back. You want your defenders to turn around, react to that, and protect that goal. Protect home is what we used to say.
Substitution being made for Scranton Prep. There you see Chris Curry, number 16.
Only a sophomore, but a very key sub coming off the Scranton Prep bench. Has logged a lot of good minutes this year.
To the inside, header by Myers. Free opportunity and another goal for Scranton Prep, and that's number 7, Cullen Myers, adding to his record-setting season already. We'll take a quick timeout. It's been all Cavaliers here in Lakeland. Janelle's Lawn and Garden is the area's largest full-service dealer for lawn equipment, including leaf blowers, snow throwers, and much, much more. Located on Route 247, Janelle's wants to wish the Lakeland Chiefs good luck tonight. Go Chiefs! Back at Chapman Lake, Bob I. Friday, 3-0 your score. Cavaliers over Scranton Prep. Goals by Alec Butner, Cullen Myers, and Henry Ruzak this afternoon for the Cavaliers here in the first half. And Mike, Lakeland's had a couple of chances. That's about it. Definitely more shots on goal and opportunities for the Cavaliers this year in the first half.
Yeah, Lakeland definitely has had, one or two quality opportunities, but you can tell Scranton Prep's really, inserting themselves into this game and making it very difficult for Lakeland to string many passes together.
Again, these two teams played to a 1-1 tie, but that was a little bit earlier in the season, and you would think that since then the Cavaliers have just been gaining momentum as the season has gone along. Into the box again. This time the defense comes up. Cortez has it, waiting for numbers.
And this is really positive play from Cortez. He worked his way back. He's not just staying high. He's working back to find the ball, and that's what you want your playmakers to do. You want them to find the ball as much as they can in these games.
Save on the far side. That's Butner, number 6. But the defense is right there. Get it back.
Yeah, Butner's a very talented kid. You can see he's got a lot of skill. He's very comfortable on the ball, very good at dribbling, not afraid to go at defenders.
Throw in for the Cavaliers. There's Sean Curry. Mentioned 18 seasons with Scranton Prep. Also coached at Pittston area, the boys and the girls team in the late 90s. Assisted over there today by Mr. Ed Thomas. And believe it or not, both coaches for Scranton Prep actually teach at Scranton High School.
I'm sure they have a lot of interesting conversations.
Yes, they do. I'm sure they do over there.
But if you're Coach Kane, right now, your team is going into playoffs. At that point, in a lot of cases it's lose and you're done. You're gonna face some adversity. This is a good opportunity for him to talk to his players and say, hey, listen, we're not out of this. There's plenty of time left in this game. We just got to get the first one back.
It's gonna start on this side, trying to get it into the box. Cavaliers come up short, and it will be a goal kick.
Yep. And, this is the time where you want, Ethan Cortez to really kind of step up your key players that have gotten you to the record that you have that you have currently. You need your best players to step up, in these type of matchups.
Knocked out of bounds by Scranton Prep. Throw in for Lakeland. trying to get back in this one. They'd like to get a goal, I'm sure, before the half. Make it a little bit closer. Couple unlucky breaks for the Chiefs this afternoon in their own box. Not on the defensive side.
Yeah, it looks like there's just been a couple miscommunications, a bobble here or there, and you know, great teams capitalize on those, and Scranton Prep has done that almost on every single one of those opportunities. They've pounced on the opportunity, and that's why they have a 3-goal lead right now.
Let's see if the midfield can do something for the Chiefs and get them on the attack. Borowski over there, can't save it, going out of bounds.
And the officials are letting them play, so you know they shouldn't be out there looking for fouls. You know, it's been a physical game, but it's been a pretty clean game. There hasn't been anything crazy, so good officiating so far.
Into Cortez, let's see if he can set up some play, get the ball back. Borowski has it again.
A lot of the breakdown for Lakeland's happening on the second pass. The first pass is positive. It's the second pass that they're not able to get into the dangerous areas.
Myers trying to get it up quickly to Corbin White, but the goalie's right there.
You're starting to see the game get stretched out very, very, very far for Lakeland, and right now they need to try to bring that together because again, here they are looking to attack in the box.
Blaze Whitehead, number 15, in there for Scranton Prep, along with Spencer Keel, looks like number 19. He's a freshman. So our first corner tonight will go over to the Cavaliers, and it will be taken by number 10 out there, Angelo Tarana, a senior. So our first kick into the box. Almost off one of the defenders. Looked like Billy Good almost kicked it into his own goal.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of little touches that they can't get the ball cleared, or they're on the wrong foot. So they got to get that stuff cleaned up.
Second quarter kick in a row. Are we going to have they're going to get a sub in for the Cavaliers, who was waiting at the bench. Coming back into the game, it looks like it's Butner, number 6. The junior, who already has a goal this afternoon. A little bit higher. Still in the box.
Lakeland is really struggling to clear the ball. And now it's important for Lakeland to make sure they don't lose marks and just run out. They need to find people.
We talked about keeping that shape on defense. Prep, good ball movement and good passing. Butner from way outside, high and over the net. We're under 10 to play here in the first half. Cavaliers with all 3 goals here.
They do like to attack. They like to shoot the ball from any angle and any distance. So the keeper has to be on his toes.
This time Good will send it down to his right side, goes out of bounds. So throw in for the team in purple.
But you can see every time Scranton Prep's getting the ball, tends to be a lot of space in front of them. Not a lot of pressure being put on them in the midfield. So that was one of the keys that Lakeland wanted. They wanted to pressure the midfield from Scranton Prep.
See if Lakeland can get back in this one. A couple substitutions coming in. Mario Rotel coming back in for Scranton Prep. And I didn't get the number of the Lakeland Chief who came in, so I apologize for that. Borowski in the middle. 4 white jerseys get back, including Beston, right there. Trying to get it to Corbin. Trying to get it to Cortez, and Erdman with a wide shot outside the box.
But that's positive for Lakeland. That was their best buildup. That was their best transition. Started with Cortez, got the ball central. They were able to attack with numbers forward, and that's what they haven't had this whole first half. It's been, Cortez in the box or Besson in the box. It's been 1 or 2 people attacking. There they had 4 bodies in the box, and that's where you're going to get the opportunities to get those opportunities to get the goals.
Here's Beston in the middle. Can he get it by? Chiefs maybe starting to send up 1 or 2 more players, Mike, on the defensive side over the midfield mark.
Yeah, I think you're starting to see them take away that cushion that they've been having, that Scranton Prep's been basically operating in front of their defense. I think what they're going to do is they're going to start to push a player or 2 into that space, push a little bit higher on the field to hopefully get that first goal back and try to get back into this game.
Fisher with the kick up through the midfield, but it goes over to a Chief player.
And you can see this is one of the problems you're seeing with Scranton Prep. They're playing that ball through, but it's running right to the keeper. A lot of that has to do with the narrowness to this field.
Cortez up. Into the box goes Borowski, and he almost got a foot on it.
And
as
you can see
Roboleski came in.
Everything that pretty much that positive happens after Cortez touches the ball. So that's why they want to get the ball into his hand or onto his foot as much as possible.
Can't use your hands in soccer, Mike. That's what I was told.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Nope.
Unless you're a goalie, that's fine.
Into the box. Kicked out, and it should be a corner kick, shouldn't it?
Yep.
Corner kick for Lakeland. First opportunity, and here's the last shot.
Yeah, keeper does a really good job of coming off his line, and that's one thing that I always teach my keepers, and I know these coaches are. Once you commit, you go.
Beston, the senior, with the corner kick into the sun. A little low, probably wanted to get more air in it, but Borowski has it.
I think what he was trying to do there was play a low-driven ball so it could be flicked on by Borowski, but this grass, like I said, is very thick, and the later the night goes, it's going to slow it down even more. So I think what he was trying to do was flick the ball past his defender to the back post.
So Sean Curry likes what he sees from his Cavaliers. The junior Fisher sends it back in for Scranton Prep.
And if you're Coach Curry talking to your players right now, they scored 3 early goals, and they've kind of fallen into a little bit of a lull. He wants them to take their opportunities and finish these opportunities when they get them.
Corbin White into the middle. Sends it ahead, trying to hit Myers. Knocked out by on the defensive side. Looks like Witovich down there, number 1. But they get it right back. Into the box. Shot.
It's a great save.
Best save of the night for Burkhart as White tried to put it on goal.
That's a really hard save because the ball's coming from the outside. He's looking to move one way, and it's deflected right in front. So here you see the ball coming outside of the foot, coming across. He does a good job. He places it in the corner. It's just a really, really great save by Burkhart.
Let's see if that can swing momentum for the Chiefs. Still within reach. Late here in the first half. Butner down. White trying to send it to himself. Getting physical. All alone in the box. Shot on goal. Taken off the mark.
I think he wishes he might have had taken a little more time with that shot because there was no white jerseys around him in the middle of the field.
Looked like Butner. Here, we'll take a look at it again on the replay.
Great effort on the outside. As you can see, nobody in the middle, probably on his weaker left foot, but he was able to keep it on goal, give himself an opportunity, but I think he would like to have that opportunity back. But Burkhart keeping Lakeland in the game.
Throw in on the far side. The Cavaliers under 3 to play first half. This is Lackawanna League Division II soccer, last regular season game for both teams. They head into District 2 play starting next Monday. Seedings to be determined. We'll take a look at how the standings are today, but there are several key games in the Wyoming Valley Conference this afternoon that could play out how Lakeland ends up. Scranton Prep will have the top seed no matter what. It depends who they play. Into the box again.
And if you're Coach Kane, this Lakeland team did blow a 3-goal lead earlier in the season, so they do know it's possible to come back from this deficit.
Another shot on goal. This time it's wide. Clock will keep rolling. Let's see if Billy Good can get it into the middle and set one up for one of his offensive players. Cortez down there. Can't get ahead on it. Borowski, though, has it. Taken right away.
And you can see Scranton Prep has 5 players back behind the ball instantly. They're making it really hard for Lakeland to get anything moving forward. Every time Cortez touches the ball, there's people around him.
Beston. Lakeland trying to get some transition of their own, just can't make that first initial pass. Coming up the half, we'll have Aaron Dugan will join us. We'll talk about Coaches versus Cancer, the annual breakfast coming up in a couple weeks. You'll have information on that. That's coming up at the half here on MyTV. So we had some early action, at least halfway through this first half, Mike. 3 goals put up, but since then, been pretty evenly matched and back and forth.
Yeah, both teams have had some opportunities, after those first 3 goals were scored. If Lakeland will take their time and maybe focus on that pass to take them into their attacking third, I think you'll start to see, that those opportunities become more prevalent.
Opportunity, Cortez. Saved out there from Kinsel. Gets it to his goalie. The Chiefs trying to put a late surge on. Under 10 to play. And that should just about do it on that header. Take us to the half here at Lakeland Stadium in Chapman Lake. It's been the Cavaliers who have owned the play here on the pitch tonight. They lead the Lakeland Chiefs 3-0 at the half. When Mike and I return, we'll have highlights from the first half, and we'll get you ready for half number 2.
You're watching Lackawanna League Soccer on MyTV WQMY. Brought to you by Wendy's.
We're here at Scranton Prep with Andrew Kettle, the boys basketball coach and the local director of Coaches versus Cancer. Andrew, coming up on 10 years of Coaches versus Cancer. Can you believe that?
No, it goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We're excited about our 10th anniversary and all of that we've been able to do here in our community for Coaches versus Cancer over the past 9 years, going into our 10th year.
How much have you seen it grow year by year?
Well, it's been, surreal to watch. We started out 10 years ago with 1 game and raised about $1,200, and in May we hit the $1.5 million mark. So, to be able to say that and to be able to perform that with the support we've had from all the schools, community members, sponsors, and everyone who's against this terrible disease, it's great to see, and we're all proud of what we've done here in Northeast Pennsylvania.
And when you talk about that much money, I mean, this is not big Division I schools. This is local high schools coming together. What does it mean to have that amount from this area?
Well, it just tells you what kind of people we have in our area. And unfortunately, it tells you that we've all been touched by this disease. it's a grassroots effort that we started 10 years ago, and it continues to be a grassroots effort. Our sponsors are a huge part of being able to hit that amount of money because the schools and the communities can only raise so much. But to be able to get a bunch of sponsors behind it and to make it a full year campaign is what really has helped us reach that kind of money.
Would you say that this area is definitely put on the map now with the national organization?
This year we're being featured in a quarterly magazine from the National Association of Basketball Coaches about all we've done over the past 10 years. So to be able to get that recognition nationally is a feather in our cap.
And as always, we'll be starting things off this year's campaign with the tip-off breakfast. Tell us about that.
So Sunday, November 5th, will be our 10th annual Coaches vs. Cancer Tip-Off Breakfast here at Scranton Prep at 9 a.m. And this year's featured speaker is Princeton men's basketball coach Mitch Henderson. So we're really excited to have Coach Henderson. He's part of the National Coaches vs. Cancer Committee. And hopefully we can start the year off with a great breakfast on Sunday, November 5th. Tickets are available by emailing or calling the American Cancer Society in Taylor, or we will also have them available at the door. You can also contact your coaches or your school district, and I'm sure they can point you in the right direction.
And always a very poignant moment in the breakfast is when survivors speak to the crowd. What does it mean to them and also the people in attendance?
Well, I think it just reinforces the fact that no matter how many years we're doing this and how much money we raise, until we find a cure for this disease nationally, breakfasts, t-shirt sales, dances, games, any kind of events that you can go to, not only to support the American Cancer Society, but the many cancer foundations and nonprofits there are out there. Research and helping people day to day pay bills, doing many things like that is what really it comes down to. And to have a cancer survivor or a caregiver get up and tell their story is what reminds all of us why we're doing this.
Absolutely. So for high school students watching the campaign, it's coming up. It'll be here before you know it. What's the message to the high school kids this year to get them rallied once again?
Well, I think after 9 years of doing this and going into our 10th, we want to make sure that we have fun with it. And I think that's what the student athletes, the student clubs, the cheerleaders, the families, the communities bring to it. They bring a lot of fun and energy, and in order to continue to be successful, we need to do that. So we hope that everyone can get behind us and support us, have some fun with this, circle it on your schedule when Coaches vs. Cancer game is, and just enjoy the part of the game, but understand why we're here and why we're doing this.
All right, thanks, Andrew.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful afternoon on the pitch. Scranton Prep leading Lakeland in Lackawanna League Boys Soccer 3-0. We're at the half. Come inside the booth now. I'm Bob. He's Mike, Mr. Wilkes University standout player. Mr. Soccer, we like to call him. But entertaining first half, at least for the first 20 minutes. Yeah. Mostly, though, Scranton Prep owned most of the possession time.
Yeah, that's their MO. They like to hold the ball. They work the ball until they have an opening to get forward. And you saw when they got forward, they're able to score goals. Yeah,
let's take a look at some of the first half highlights now. Burkhart had his opportunities in the goal. And Scranton Prep also had their opportunities. Burkhart came up with the first save, but they had a couple of problems on the couple other ones. Corbin Whites and a Butner.
Yeah, you can see kind of a ball that pops right up. It doesn't bounce the way you'd think it would, and it sits right there for Butner, and he does what a good striker does. He puts it away.
Once again, this is now Ruzak in the box with the left foot.
And this is just a ball that gets through. Defenders don't follow all the way through. They think either the keeper's going to get it.
Best chance of the afternoon for Lakeland came right here. Cortez, but
touches around the keeper, but it's just too heavy of a touch. It just rolls out of play.
And again, Prep with the chances in the box, and the defense having a tough time for Lakeland.
Yeah, that might have been the big story of the first half. Burkhart does a really good job of holding on to that one. But balls are getting stuck underneath the defender's feet, and you'll see in this play they kind of don't know what to do, and they want to get it out, and it sits right in front of the person you don't really want it to be there.
You don't want to get it to Cullen Myers.
Yeah.
Nope, the all-time leading scorer at Scranton Prep. So 3-0 to score, Mike. What do you want to see in the second half from the Chiefs?
If you're Lakeland, you want to, again, try to set it first 5-10 minutes, get a goal back. If you can get that goal, you're in the game. All right, it's 3-1. You get the next goal. Now all the pressure falls back onto Scranton Prep. But that's what you want to see. Get the ball to Cortez. He is the guy who's going to put the balls in the back of the net for you a lot of times. So that's what you want to do. You get the ball to your playmakers.
Let's midfield play a key this afternoon. What have you seen from there? I know Lakeland was concerned with that.
Yeah, you see Lakeland, they gave the ball away. Even when they made a good defensive play, that next pass, whether it was off target or Scranton Prep is doing a good job of stealing that second ball. When Scranton Prep gets the ball in the middle of the field, that's where all their playmakers stand. And it's really hard to keep them off the scoreboard when you constantly are giving them opportunities to play the ball.
So the sun has set, and now the field doesn't have any daylight in it, but it's a beautiful fall afternoon up at Chapman Lake. The leaves are changing on the mountains up here in northern Lackawanna County. It's a great setting for soccer. Last regular season game for both teams. They'll head to district starting next Monday. Prep will be the top seed, Lakeland to be determined. Prep another chance in the box. It'll be a goal kick for Lakeland.
And if you're Lakeland here, you want to push forward. You want to try to score goals. If you lose today, it's not going to hurt you. Yes, you want to win, but you want to take chances. And it's your last home game of the season. It's a good opportunity to try to take some risks and push people forward.
Here come the Chiefs. They have some numbers. Fisher tries to clear it. Prep getting to it. Looks like Ruzak, number 5, had it.
Some good defense there by Lakeland.
I know you yourself played down in central Pennsylvania, Mike, back in the day, as they say. How have you seen soccer develop in northeastern and central Pennsylvania? And has it become better? And it seems like there's a lot more younger players playing it.
Yeah, I think you're starting to see a big evolution in the game. I mean, you can look out in the field today and, see a lot of these skilled players where, maybe, even go back 5-10 years ago, it was more just the better athletes. Maybe if they were faster or bigger or stronger, we're be able to muscle goals in. Today, you're seeing a lot of skill. I mean, you see a lot of people using different type of moves, whether it's scissors, step overs, things that, you didn't see, maybe 5-10 years ago. And I think a lot of that has to do with the advancement in club soccer.
Yep.
The kids now that played that that were trained by some people maybe outside of the areas are now getting involved in teaching kids. So that's the evolution that you see, and you're starting to see more people play soccer rather than some other sports.
And they're playing year round now because there's opportunities at Riverfront Sports in Scranton, the Dome in Wilkes-Barre. There's another dome I know out in Central PA. So you can play it year round now.
Absolutely. And there's, wherever there are fields, there's always people playing on them. I know when you go to the Riverfront, their three soccer fields are always littered with kids, whether they're playing pickup games, whether they're training, league games. There's always something going on.
Prep trying to get into the box again. Goalie's out. Burkhart in the air makes the save. Lakeland has used a second goalie throughout the season, Copa, but he started today as a midfielder. Here we see the replay.
Yeah, you can see the replay. Burkhart comes out, doesn't get it, is able to flick it away. Gives it a little dramatics, Keepers like to do that from time to time, but he did a good job recovering after the bobble on the outside of the part of the box.
Borowski trying to get it in to the box. Cortez comes up, but Roboleski makes the save.
And as we talked a little at halftime, it seems like every time Cortez, the ball's being played through, there's at least one, if not two defenders that are kind of bracketing around him. You'd like to see maybe him come back a little bit into the midfield to grab, to get the ball onto his feet where he can run at them with a little bit of speed.
Here you see Mason Erdman, sorry, Mike, a junior, 7 goals on the season. And he's going to, I think he was called for a push or something. It's going over to Prep.
Yeah, they kind of collided. I don't, that probably could have just been let play. The ball was already out, out of that area, but.
Down to Myers.
You can see the control, getting back to the evolution of soccer. These guys can collect the ball out of the air, get it down to their feet. They don't want to play the ball, 3-4 yards, ahead. They play directly to feet.
Cavaliers into the box again.
And you can see the hold-up play, allowing his midfielders and his other forwards to get into the box right now. It's good defense by Lakeland here.
Better defense from the first half. Into the air. Shot just wide.
But you can see when Scranton Prep gets in the box, they're not in a hurry to get the first shot they get, or they have the opportunity to shoot off. They're looking to work runs off of the ball, especially with Cullen Myers here. So you can see he's not in a hurry. He's getting his head up. He lays the ball back onto the oncoming runner. Just missed it to the near post. A lot of times you'd like to see that ball be shot to the far post, if possible.
Number 10, Tirana, had it for Scranton Prep. Good senior.
Good defense by Bednash there.
Myers in the middle. Good footwork. Trying to give and go. Lefty shot on goal by, it looks like, Sam Bednarz.
Yeah, you can see when there's a difference when you see Cullen Myers get the ball. It almost looks like everything's going in slow motion. He's not in a hurry to do anything. He's very in control, of this center of the field, of this attack. And when he gets the ball, you see the opportunities that they get off of it. So that's obviously what the spotlight player of the game. He's living up to that bill.
Scranton Prep's all-time leading scorer, 77 goals in his career. Into the box, Butner.
That's a great goal.
Goals! Scranton Prep.
That's a great through ball. I didn't see who necessarily played it through, but that was ideal. Played it into space. Great run.
We'll take a quick timeout. All Cavaliers here at Lakeland. The Bednash family want to wish Logan and the entire Lakeland soccer team best of luck in tonight's game. Go Chiefs! Back at Lakeland Stadium, the Cavaliers extend their lead, getting their first goal of the second half. Number 6, Alec Butner, the junior, his second goal of the afternoon, 21st on the season.
Yeah, this team there's a lot of different players that can score and be dangerous for them.
Here's the goal again, Mike. Let's take a look, slower motion.
Yeah, it's a great through ball. Splits 3 or 4 defenders, and it's just a nice little chip over the goalie. Burkhart does a nice job coming out, but when you're one-on-one with the keeper, you should score.
I think Corbin White has a couple assists tonight. Number 9, the junior.
Yeah, he's playing a nice. He's kind of playing behind Cullen Myers, it seems, quite a bit, but he's played a lot of nice balls through to get them in dangerous positions.
Borowski in the middle for the Chiefs, trying to get back in this one, goal at a time. They need to get the first one up. Haven't had many opportunities for the leading scorer, Ethan Cortez.
But right there, what Jerry Borowski just did in the midfield, he slowed down. He wasn't in a hurry. He was able to play a square ball across the middle, and they were able to get the ball forward. If they can just take their time a little bit and not be in such a rush, take an extra touch. That's how they're going to be able to create some opportunities for some goals here in the second half.
First free kick of the night. I think White takes it. He's number 9. We just talked about him.
Yeah, you see people. There's three towards the far post. This is most likely going to be a driven ball right around the penalty mark is where.
Up and over and almost over the goal post by White.
Yeah, or you can try to shoot it. You
Yep.
know, it's a little bit of a tough angle, but
So Billy Good will do the honors for the goal kick.
if you're going to have one of those shots, now's a good time rather than in districts.
Prep won the district title last year, beating Wyoming Seminary in overtime 2-1. Then they lost in the first round of states 2-1 to Salisbury. When they in 2010 and 11, they also won the district title. In 2011, they actually lost in the PIAA to Lancaster Mennonite, who eventually won the state championship. So a very successful program for Sean Curry in his 18th season for the Cavaliers. Butner in the middle still.
Try to be a little tricky there with the back heel. But yeah, I mean, the programs like this are built, once you get, a couple deep runs into the state playoffs, some of the younger kids, start to see that, and they want to be the next part of the next team that, that makes it to the state tournament. So, Scranton Prep has built a very nice program here over the past couple years.
Lakeland, too, not too shabby in their own right. They've had some good seasons. Of course, they competed in Class A, which is, we talked about early on. Mountain View has dominated that in the early 2000s, winning a state title. Shot way off the mark.
Nice.
And here are what the Chiefs went through. Second half of the year, mostly win. Tough loss, I think, to Mountain View last week. Big tie with Scranton Prep. But overall, they can put up the goals if they want to.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see by those numbers, this Scranton Prep's defense has done a really nice job of clogging up the lanes that they've been looking to pass through. So, but again, there's still 27 minutes left. There's still a lot of time for them to build off of maybe getting a goal or two back. Maybe not win the game, but at least start the momentum moving in your direction.
Ruzak, back to Myers. Cortez there, now see he can wait and get it forward. He's quickly double teamed.
As soon as there's two people on him almost instantaneously, which is what you expect. He's one of the best players on this Lakeland team, and Scranton Prep's job was, one of their keys was to take him out of this game, and they're doing a very good job of that.
Toronto with the throw in. Has it to Myers. I should say Butner, now to Myers. Myers in the goal box. Again, Cavaliers just keep on getting the pressure on that defense of Lakeland.
And you can see when they get into these attacking areas, they're very, very good at finding those passes across.
Copa for Snipes for the Chiefs. Let's see if Sean Curry starts emptying his bench a little bit. Coming up on the midway point.
Yeah, you want to come. The most important thing you want out of this game is to have health. You don't want to be banged up going into playoffs. That's for sure.
So a trip there called on the Chiefs. There you see Corbin White Jr., 10 goals coming in. Oh, another free kick.
This one's a little bit further out than the last. I think what you'll see here is either a ball driven into the near post or a ball lofted to the far post looking for a recross.
Looks like Sam Bednar's number 11 taking this one. Left of the goal, off the mark.
again, those are the ones you'd like to see shot at least to the far post. If it's a bad shot, that there might be some players there, but that near post shot, you're not going to get any rebounds off of it.
Almost looked like a hand in the middle. No whistle. Trying to get it to Myers. Defense right there. Erdman trying to get back the other way quickly. Up to Borowski. Throw in now. Here's Tom Kane, his 5th season here with Lakeland. Very junior-oriented team. This is a young team with a lot of talent.
Yeah, a lot of these guys will be back.
Cortez looking for a push, be a throw in, no corner.
And you can see Cortez gets the ball, is very, very comfortable, squares up his defender, and makes the right pass. I think they said
Referee didn't like where he threw the ball in from.
Yeah, I think he threw it a little 2 feet too close.
Yeah,
To
the referee is very conscientious of that.
very, very much so.
You know, Mike, right?
Yes.
Okay, into the box. See if Lakeland can get a goal up. Borowski knocked down. Myers on the transition. Up to Butner. Into the box. Bad angle for the Cavaliers, but you can see how quickly, Mike, they can go from defense to offense.
Absolutely. They're not necessarily a counter-attacking team, but they do it very well, especially when you get Myers with his head up, space in front. He's going to pick out the right pass.
Here's what the Cavaliers faced. Abington Heights having a nice season in AAA, a 3-0 win. That's pretty good. They have 13-1 overall. That only lost to Prep, so that shows you what kind of team this Cavaliers team is. A couple big wins in there. How about the shutouts? That's most impressive to me.
Absolutely. I mean, only 7 goals given up on the entire year through, I believe, 14 games. That's really impressive, goals against average. And you see all those shutouts. I think they only were scored in 3 games against them. So this defense and this keeper, they do a very good job of keeping balls out of their defensive end.
Into Beston for Lakeland. He's a senior. Senior day here for the Chiefs. So when Lakeland gets it in the box, seems like the Cavaliers get it out quickly. Can't always be said for the opposite side.
That should have been a trip on Scranton Prep.
Here's Myers. He's tripped, and there's the whistle. And Tom Kane and company on that side can't believe it.
Yeah, and I think that might be a little bit of retaliation for the missed call before. But you can see he does catch him on the ankle. It should be outside the box. It wasn't a penalty kick. He fell into the box, but the foul occurred just outside. So
I think the referee pulled out a yellow card. I'm seeing it looks like he's putting it back in.
Yeah, anytime you're sliding from behind, it's dangerous because the attacking players cannot see you coming, and it's an easy way to pick up an ankle or a knee injury from those type of tackles. So they do tend to caution players.
It is a yellow card. I didn't see who was called on, but we'll let that go. And so Myers will get this one going. Outside the box, free kick.
And I think you're going to see this one on goal because this is a good right-footed player's position.
The wall blocks it.
Wasn't able to quite get it up over the wall. He was just looking to bend it over top of the wall on the near side, but wasn't able to get the ball over the wall.
I don't know much soccer, but I do know bend it like Beckham. Is that what they're talking about, trying to bend?
Yep, trying to curve the ball around, but more so up and over the wall. So the ball actually will go above the players in the wall, but get below the crossbar on the way down.
What I did want to get your comment on being a soccer fan is that the U.S. will not make the World Cup next year, and we'll take a look. We'll talk about that maybe after the replay here.
Yeah, you can see that's a really, really nice technical touch. He might have wanted it just a little bit to pop over top of him, the defender, but it's a trick that a lot of players use to pop it up over.
We'll get back to that conversation. Corbin White will have a corner kick. Gets it up. Burkhardt knocks it out. Wojtovich whiffs on it.
Yeah, Burkhardt does a good job punching the ball clear. When in doubt, you want to get the ball out. So
Cortez now to Borowski.
they're stretched
Back
out
to
a little bit.
Cortez. Cortez trying to get a shot. Can barely get one off with his left foot. In the box, no whistle. And
Yeah.
the goalie brings it out.
It was a good counterattack. He prefers the ball to get onto his right foot a little bit. It's a tough shot when you're falling away like that. But again, getting forward, getting chances. That's what Lakeland's looking for right now. So they'll take the positives where they can get it.
Cortez, of course, 81 goals in his career. He's only a junior. One more, he breaks the boys' record here, and then with 3 can break the all-time record. And definitely will probably get that either in postseason or next season here, his senior year. Borowski up. It's a good back-to-forth action here late in the second half.
Absolutely, and Borowski's been able to get his team into dangerous situations. The problem is whenever he's making those runs forward, it is leaving a little bit of a gap, in behind, where Scranton Prep's starting to take advantage of.
So your thoughts on the United States not making the World Cup?
Extremely, extremely disappointing. There was a lot of yelling going on in my house during that time period. I think you're going to see a lot of changes from players, coaching, all the way up through the administration.
Well, they already got rid of the coach.
Yeah, and I think that's just the start of things to come, because it's not just next year; it's 5 years from now until they're going to have the opportunity to get there. And when you have one of the best young players in Christian Pulisic,
Yep.
It's really disappointing that he's not going to be on the world stage, next year in Russia. So
They've had a successful U20 program, though, right?
Yes.
Correct? With the aforementioned player you mentioned?
yeah, a lot of the from the I believe the U17. Oh, good cross right there. Wide open header on the back post, just over the crossbar.
Yeah, Tirana got a header on that. We'll take a look at that.
You always want to head the ball down to the ground, and you can kind of see his head goes back a little bit, and it pops up over. I always tell my kids you want to head the ball down into the ground to make the keeper have to get down to the ground. It's a lot.
Here's Borowski ahead of the field, and a save by Robleski.
One too many touches. His body was going so fast. He was running so fast forward. It's one of those where sometimes you just got to take the shot that's given, because that touch is really hard to slow down when you're running so fast.
So for me, the U.S. has to go young now. That's just my, outside observance. There are some great young players. Why not now? Like you said, you have 5 years to wait. Might as well get them prepared.
Absolutely, and like I said, some of the the U17, the under 21s, they have performed very well in these FIFA contests. So here's a good opportunity for Lakeland.
It will be a throw-in for the Chiefs, trying to get up on the board. They're getting shut out so far from a very good Scranton Prep team. Lakeland, of course, tied them down at Loyola Field in Scranton, 1-1. That was in double overtime earlier in the season. Erdman into the box. Cortez trying to center it. Off the mark with his left.
It's a really good ball across.
Oh, saved out there.
Really good ball across. It might have been played a little bit high as a cross through the midfield, but again, or the middle of the goal, not the midfield. But this is positive for Lakeland. They're getting in behind the Scranton Prep defense. And again, at this time of the year, you're looking for positives. You're looking for things to build on, because that next game is, potentially could be your last. So you want to make sure you're going in with everything.
Here's Urban with the left to the goal. Knocked out. No second chance opportunities for the Chiefs. So they get it right back. Good job by Lakeland. Erdman. Cortez trying to do some work out there. Very physical play. Refs let him go. Fisher to the ground. And scooped up by the goalie.
And that's really positive from Lakeland. They're passing the ball around. It might not, the end result might not have worked out the way they had wanted, but they're getting the ball forward. They're getting themselves in dangerous positions.
Prep going a lot of the way with still the starters in there, but they do have depth. They play a lot during the game. Cortez into the box. Trying to get some, now double teamed. Oh, opportunity for Matovich. Couldn't get a leg on it.
And you see, the orchestrator of this is Cortez. He's really working down this left-hand side, playing a lot of quality balls across the face of goal. Just unlucky not to be able to connect on that volley. Ball to play. I think we're going to have some subs here.
Butner, 2 goals tonight from the junior. Prep making some substitutions.
If you're Lakeland, these last 14 minutes, you want to push for that one, at least one goal. You've worked really hard. You're starting to break down that Scranton Prep defense. You want to see a 1 up there.
Borowski into the middle.
Good control, get the ball down to his feet. It's a great through ball.
Matovich down there, number 1, up and over the mark. The sophomore with 9 goals, trying to make it 10.
I think there was a deflection. I think that's going to be a corner kick for Lakeland.
They're calling it. Mike may be correct.
Yeah,
Referee's in the far corner, pointing. So a good opportunity to get on the board for the Chiefs. Borowski, the junior, going with the left foot.
Lots of bodies forward for Lakeland. It's going to be a left-footed, so it's going to be bending towards the keeper. So you want to have somebody in that.
I know talking to Coach Kane earlier before preparing for this game, he said, we don't do headers a lot because we don't have a tall team.
I don't know if wires got crossed there, but
I don't know, but Myers is on the attack. Into the box.
A bicycle kick that didn't work as well as maybe he thought it was going to. But a great effort.
I've been very impressed with Corbin White. He's been all in almost every play tonight we called. He hasn't scored, but he's assisted.
He's an exciting player.
He definitely. And just a junior. Borowski, nice steal. Down into the box. Cortez got a head on it.
They're getting closer. Every chance they're getting closer and closer to scoring. It's a really good ball by Borowski across the Cortez.
Let's look at it again in the replay.
You can see bending towards the keeper, comes out. He just gets an arm on it, or that would have been the first goal for Lakeland for the night. Every opportunity that Lakeland's had, Cortez has been involved. This is a great through ball by Cullen.
Into the box. Blocked away.
And you have to give this Lakeland defense a lot of credit. A lot of the goals weren't necessarily, being beaten off the ball, off the dribble. A lot of them were just, whether it was a bad touch, a bad, a ball that bounces off the keeper. It wasn't anything that, structurally as a defense they did not well. It was more communication and things of that nature. So it's a good defensive group. They got some bad breaks. But I think you're starting to see that this last 10 minutes could be pretty exciting. Both teams are pushing people forward. You can see people want to get in that score sheet.
And there's some of your younger players in for Prep now. Here are the standings going into today's match. As you said, Prep up top. Myers, though, playing Wyoming Seminary today in a key match. Berwick has a big game today as well with Lake Lehman. So there you see the records and the standings as of today. And we said District 2 AA and all classifications. Playoffs start next week. There'll be a couple play-in games. Colin Myers with a goal today. Has 77 in his career. Takes a seat. Prep the favorite in AA, but still a lot of competition there.
Yeah, once Districts hits, the energy gets picked up, the play gets picked up. So there should be some very competitive matches, here in the next couple weeks for these district playoffs.
Wyoming Seminary 13-2, Myers 13-2, playing this afternoon.
You can see it in Lakeland. They're playing with a lot more confidence. They're working the ball a lot better this second half.
Borowski up top. Prep packing the defense in. Beston can't get it out. It'll be a throw in for the Chiefs.
Borowski does like to shoot. But I think instead of those little dribbles, they need to work the ball wide, spread out the defense. They're trying to attack Scranton Prep down the middle, and that's where a majority of their defenders are in that box. So work from the outside in creates opens up some space.
Cortez on the right side.
He's got two runners in the box.
To the box, offsides. Erdman.
That had to be pretty close. It looked when that was kicked that he was not even shoulder to shoulder. He might have been well behind or in front of the defender. So I don't know about that call.
Cavaliers trying to complete a third straight Division C season, going undefeated. That's like a strong run for Scranton Prep, and see a sub coming in. Alec Butner, 2 goals today for the Cavaliers. Takes a seat, the junior. 21 on this season.
Yeah, he's a really good forward for this team. I was really impressed with him as well. Him, White, and Colin Myers, they all connect very well, very well up top.
Apopalio. See, I knew I couldn't say it.
He did it so well before the game.
I did. I apologize to Antonio and his family. Number 14 for Scranton Prep into the game. To the goal from Beston. And an easy save.
And again, it might seem small, but these are a lot of positives that we're seeing from Lakeland. Even though you're starting to see a lot of tired bodies, a lot of these kids have played a lot tonight. But again, you're seeing shots on goal. You're seeing goalies having to make decisions, have to come out and make plays. And this is positive moving forward for them, because not every team they're going to play is going to be, of the quality of Scranton Prep. So, they'll be able to take a lot of lessons from this, and hopefully, be able to make a good run here in districts.
We'll take a quick timeout. 4-0, Scranton Prep. And the action continues here at Lakeland Stadium. This Lackawanna League boys soccer game. Last regular season contest in Division II. Both teams headed to the district playoffs starting next Monday. Lakeland trying to get up on the board with a goal with that Prep defense. Been stellar all season. Continuing to play well tonight. So mass substitutions coming in for the Chiefs. That should send out most of the starters. And again, they'll play next Monday. They do have a scrimmage coming up on Friday. Keep things going. I'm sure Prep will as well try to do the same thing. So a corner kick for the senior Beston on senior night. Gets it up in the air, and it's knocked out.
Robleski's done a really good job of when he comes out to punch the ball, he's getting the ball a good distance with his punches so it's not, falling inside the box.
So here's what AAA will look like. Again, some games still going on in the Wyoming Valley Conference, but Abington Heights and Dallas and Crestwood right up there. Some pretty good teams, including Wall and Paul Pack. And don't count out Coughlin. They have a good pedigree down there due to the Crusaders.
Yeah, that AAA seems to always seems to be a wild card that that comes out of there, year in year out. But you can definitely see Lakeland has a lot to be proud of this second half. Yes, they gave up the early goal in this half, but I think overall this is how they wanted to start the game. Scranton Prep kind of put the pressure to them early and often, and they do what good teams do. They put balls in the back of the net when they get those opportunities.
Rush put on, knocked away by the defense. As Burkhart, the junior, number 99, continues in goal for Lakeland.
He's not afraid to come off his line.
Nope, not at all. So we're under the lights here at Lakeland Stadium, wrapping this one up, coming up on the final 2 minutes. Scranton Prep will remain undefeated on the season. Moving up to 13-0-1. Lakeland will drop this one and finish up the season overall. Pretty good year for them.
Yeah, and like
11-4-1.
They're bringing a lot of these juniors back. They're going to have a lot of success, leading into next year. They do have some good quality seniors on the roster, but a lot of this team is made up of juniors and sophomores, so they have a bright future here in Lakeland.
And I expect these same two teams to go for it next year. Along, Mountain View is always in contention with the program they have up there. Beston with a chance playing out this game, his senior season, last game of the regular season here. They may host a game up in Lakeland. So final minute to play. Our players of the game will be junior Alec Butner, 2 goals today for Scranton Prep, and Cullen Myers had a goal for the Cavaliers. Had one by number 5, Henry Ruzak, and there's your four goal count for Scranton Prep. but you can see the Cavaliers like to push it. I mean, they don't stop doing transition at all. They don't stop. It seems like all game they keep pushing and pushing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's the young guys, which, they're getting some, some valuable experience under the lights, because sooner or later it'll be their time to be, senior leaders here, in a couple years. So they like to get forward.
Numbers for Prep late in this game. 8 seconds left, and rightfully so. They get a offsides.
I believe it was offsides.
And that will do it. Clock hits 0, and this one's in the books. Cavaliers take it pretty easily, winning 4-0 over Lakeland on senior night. And the regular season is in the books. When Mike and I come back, we'll talk to our players of the game on the field. The final score, Scranton Prep 4, the Lakeland Chiefs, 0. Welcome back to Lakeland Stadium, everyone. The Lackawanna League Division II matchup between Scranton Prep and the Chiefs of Lakeland are in the books. A big win by the Cavaliers today, remaining undefeated on the season. Our first player of the game, Colin Myers, all-time leading scorer at Scranton Prep. Talk to me about the game and the way you guys like to push it.
We knew it was going to be an athletic game. We knew it would be tight. They're going to come out fiery. I felt like we kept our composure well early, and we were able to get some finishes in.
Now you remain undefeated. What's it mean to go 3 straight regular seasons undefeated in this league?
It's a great compliment to this team. We have a lot of great seniors and a lot of great up and coming players. Great coaching all around for the last 3 years and way before that. And it's a remarkable accomplishment, and we're just going to keep pushing forward.
Yeah, you're defending District 2 champion. So what are your expectations going forward, and what's your mindset going forward?
We're just as hungry as we were last year. We want another one. We want to repeat, and we want to get as far in states as we can. We're going to get back to practice tomorrow. We're going to get back to work.
We got to talk to Alec, but talk to me about his play.
Alex, the biggest competitor really know. He could have 2 goals, but he'll blow one over, and he'll be angry as anyone could ever be, and it's a little ridiculous, but you need that player on your team.
Well, let's bring him in. He's standing over there in the shadows. 2 goals today from the junior, and talk to me about those 2 goals.
The one, it was set up for me by Corbin White, another great player out there. He just played me through, and the goalie tried coming out and grabbing. I just tapped it by him. The other one, it was a goalie mistake, and I just followed up, which was what we're taught the whole entire year. You got to follow up because you never know when the goalie is going to make a mistake.
And talking to me about Corbin, he seemed like he had a couple assists. So what does he mean to the team? He looks like he's excellent with the ball.
He likes to dribble, which is good because then it draws everyone in, which leaves other people open. That's when he gets rid of it, and that's when other opportunities are open, where Cullen or I are open. So it really helps the team out a lot when he's doing his stuff.
What have you learned from this guy right here?
Oh God, I've grown up with Cullen. We've been playing together since we were 6, and since we were little, he's been this good. He was a man when we were little. He was like this big. We were 6 years old.
Haven't grown in years.
Yeah.
Okay, districts are right around the corner. What are your expectations there?
We really have to win the districts this year to go into states and really get a good seed coming into states because we expect to go far into states this year. So.
Okay, good luck. Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Scranton Prep wins it 4-0. We'll bring Mike Bridie into this for his final comments. You can see the confidence this team has.
Yeah, they have a lot of playmakers up top. They score a lot of goals, and they don't give up a lot of goals, which is a good recipe to make it deep in the playoffs. So I think you're going to see this team do a lot of great things into the district and most likely into the state playoff.
And we'll see Lakeland return. Well, no matter what happens in district, we talked about the end of the broadcast, a lot of juniors.
Future is bright for Lakeland. Like I said, a lot of juniors that are gaining a lot of great experience this year. You're going to see them only be better as they get battle tested and they bring some of the younger players up as well.
Okay, our next game here on My TV, we turn for Friday night rivals. Friday night will be Towanda at Tunkhannock. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. So that will do it for us here at Lakeland Stadium. The final score once again, Scranton Prep 4, Lakeland 0.
You're watching Lackawanna League Soccer on MyTV WQMY. Brought to you by Wendy's.